Can't hear you, Brent. Yeah.
We can hear you.
Way.
Can't see you yet.
Just on time, just as we go live on Twitch.
I can see a small you if you can turn the phone.
Come on, Brent. You can do it.
You can do it. Bite his freaking head off. Hey, and now we're cooking. So yes, we are live on Twitch with Arms to Oblivion. Fuck yeah. How are we doing, guys? We good?
Not bad, yeah. Oh, Brent's gone
We're
already.
awesome, man.
Yeah, gone already. There we go. What a start.
Awesome.
He didn't like the opening question, obviously.
No, is that yeah? I'll put him off straight away. He's camera shy.
Just stage fright, yep.
Yeah, I need a shit.
Oh, Jim, why do you do it every time? We have to talk about shit. Jim and shit. Every time, man. But you brought it up this time. Like, you can't blame me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh, he's back.
Hey.
Oh,
Has he gone all?
Oh.
He's gone all Julian McKeith on us. That's what he's done. He's going to analyse it.
Loving it. So, how are you guys doing? How was the whole lockdown bullshit thing been treating you? Have you been able to do like anything music wise, like, or is this like you found like really hard to stay motivated through the whole lockdown thing?
Yeah, a little bit of each of those things you mentioned. I think. Well, what happened? We did a gig in Chelmsford, didn't we? About 2 weeks before everything stopped. And we were on a bit of a roll, weren't we? Then we didn't play again together till October, September.
Yeah.
I remember something happening, and it was freaking hot in the rehearsal rooms. It must have been the summer sometime.
Yeah.
Then we obviously had to stop again, and then we got back in the rehearsal room with an intention to do a stream gig at the Smokehouse. That was the 3rd of December. And to my knowledge, that was the last time we played together.
Cool. That's the one you can. It's on YouTube, isn't it? The full set at the Smokehouse.
That's the one, man. Yeah.
I was watching that, man. Sick. That's such a cool idea. I think you guys smashed it out the park on that one, and the sound was absolutely on point. So.
Yeah. It was wasn't it? It was enjoyable.
We've got a big time hand that one, the Smokehouse, because that was just an awesome setup. You know, it was so well thought out, so pro. Yeah, like you say, sound excellent, camera excellent. Just very lucky to be able to have done that.
How did that come about then? Like, did they approach you and be like, "How about this idea?" Or was it something you reached to them and was like, "We're thinking of doing this," you know?
It was a case of that was Dead Soul Promotions, Darren Smith. We've sort of all known Darren a long while. We're old crusties. We've been doing this circuit for a long while. Well, obviously Matt's not. He's much more youthful than the rest of us. But yeah, and Darren came to us and said, "Look, I've got the opportunity to put a night on there, with all live streamed. Are you guys up for doing it?" And obviously, we jumped at it.
Yeah.
So yeah, very lucky, very lucky.
No, that was super cool, super cool. So yeah, yeah, for sure. If anyone hasn't seen it, who's on Twitch, head over to the Arms to Oblivion YouTube and check it out, man. Cause it's a fucking wicked cool set. So, is that like as you say, like, is it kind of just been a case of like through lockdown, just trying to do something musically, or you know, or not really like push it? Like, how have you guys like approached it almost?
I think we've been in talks for ideas, haven't we? I mean, January last year, we started recording the EP that we're working on, with every intention to really just blitz through it and get it done. Yeah. And then just with people working, not working, having family at home, not having the equipment, like I don't have a kit set up at home. Luckily, I'd already done my bits. We've just been trying to talk to try and get some stuff done. I think we eventually got to a point where one track was fairly in the can that Doug sent on to your radio guy friend just for Christmas. We talked maybe about trying to do some sort of recording where, you know, you record your part live, pass it around, it's added, all that kind of stuff that everyone seemed to be doing on Facebook. But it's time really, and it's it's not been ideal, really. I think Marcus in particular, working from home with a little one as well, it was just hard to get things to go, to get on, really. So yeah, we're after the Smokehouse. It just, I mean, we had, am I right? We had a gig booked the week after, didn't we? Like the 11th of December, and that was the one that the council pulled the plug on the night before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that yeah. So it's just now, yeah, just trying to get through it, really. I mean, I've seen Brent recently, a couple of days ago, but I haven't seen everyone else since that gig on the 3rd. So
Yeah.
You consider yourselves to be like a live orientated band then, or would you say you're more of a studio type band?
I think at the moment we are more of a live band, because that's all we've done. We've tried to do the EP, like Matt said, with the lockdown stuff. It just hasn't happened for us yet. We want to get that out. We want to get people to listen to what we can actually do in the studio. Unfortunately, it just hasn't happened yet. So yeah, at the moment we're a live band. We love being a live band. We love playing live, but we just want to crack on with the songs, get them out to people, and just rock out to them, really.
Yeah, for sure. But as you say, you kind of, it has happened in like a time and a space, right? And as you say, if I think for like, I can speak, I can speak for sort of us guys, and I think we struggle when we're kind of, separated. I don't know, it just doesn't happen. Like we're trying so hard to like make things happen, but when you get us all in a room, then that's when things start to snowball and ideas can start to be kind of molded together. Whereas in kind of what's going on at the minute, it's a case of like, oh, Camille will come up with something and then he'll send it to me. I send it back, and then we kind of then send messages saying, why not change this? Why not change that? And it's like, what would have taken 5 minutes in a rehearsal room takes, a month.
Yeah.
But
I think in a weird way, it shows how good your chemistry is as well within the dynamic of your band. That like you say, when you get together, that's when it works best. And that using any kind of tools or format where it's disjointed, like you say, sort of almost, I don't know, sort of messes the vibe up. It doesn't. I think it doesn't work as well because of the juices not all being in the same room and flowing.
Yeah, the adrenaline, of it almost. Yeah.
And like,
I mean, we
can just do something by accident as well in the rehearsal room, and then you turn around and go, "Wow, that sounded fucking amazing!"
Yeah.
You got that opportunity to, rather than just sitting there and listening to it and writing down the times at home of when things sound wrong. You can turn around there and then and say, "I don't like that bit. Take that bit out," or "I really love that bit. Fucking let's do more of that." And that's how you fucking build it in the rehearsal room. And yeah, I miss it so much, I must say.
No, for sure. I mean, like Jim just said,
lockdown,
sent a drum track over the other day, and bless him, Jim wrote this, it's awesome, it's a nice long list of things to look at, maybe you could do this, maybe you could do that, man, this is cool, I don't really like this very much, this could be better, and it's awesome, but it's like, man, we could just have a 2-minute conversation in the rehearsal room and fix all of that, and it's it just
took
sucks.
Me a fucking hour to write it,
Yeah.
I don't even know shit all about drums, but I'm just listening to it. Yeah, and you're right, Sean. I could just in a rehearsal room, I would just be like, "No, stop, don't, stop playing that, stop." It sounds fucking shit or whatever.
Stop being a dick.
Plus, you got that thing of you're giggling away now doing it, innit? And it's brilliant because, like you say, in a room, you'd be giggling, going, "Man, what are you doing? Stop!" And the other one laughs and he stops, and it's cool. And you work it, you do something different. But if you send someone a message saying that sounds shit, they don't know, because they don't know the intent behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, well, what's your problem then?
Yeah.
It's all a bit. Yeah.
A lot of it can get misconstrued, and Facebook in general has a habit of doing that anyway. Social media, you can't tell somebody's personality, what they're saying, whether they're being sarcastic or I do try and put as many exclamation marks as possible on Facebook, but even that gets ignored now. People read what they want to read, and until they can look at you in eye to eye and face to face, they're never going to know what you actually mean. And yeah, I can sometimes in rehearsal, I can just look at somebody and they know exactly what I mean straight away. Especially Sean when he gets it wrong.
I know.
Yeah,
I've seen the look.
I think for us, I think although he wouldn't admit it, I think in the rehearsal room, Pete's definitely the person we bounce off. Like, I feel that anyway. He can explain stuff so quickly, or go, "That's what we should do here," or "Remind me of this," or whatever. I feel it's just not. It just didn't happen online, did it? Really? I mean, you guys tried to improve EP stuff. I felt very much out of it because I'd done my bit. So yeah, that I felt the dynamic didn't work, and Pete works a lot anyway, so he's not often on Facebook, and when he is, it's like a thumbs up, isn't it? In recent weeks, and now he's moving house. So yeah, I think I was speaking to Brent the other day. We're definitely starting to feel the like, let's crack on now and push forward with it and see what we can do. But we just tried to have a slight online presence of putting a video together or finding some old things and sending them to our like online festivals and stuff like that, of like a Black Horse gig or whatever. So
keep the presence up, innit?
Yeah, keep the fire burning. And...
But you can only do so much before you go, right, now we need to do more and it needs to be different. And, so yeah, hopefully we can crack on.
It gets a bit repetitive, doesn't it? After a while, you're like, I'll put this same fucking clip of us playing live out for about fucking 5 months now. It's just getting stupid, And yes, I've still only got 20 likes or whatever. But, you do get to the point where you need to keep things rolling and get songs out. I suppose you're musicians. You need to keep putting out songs, whether you like it or not. You have to find a way to get those fucking songs out there somehow. And we've resorted to using fucking VSTs and fucking false drums, and it sounds fucking horrible, but we're having to do it because we have to do it. We'd love to have live drums and have a proper room atmosphere, but unfortunately, the way things are at the minute, we've got to make the best of what we can, and it sucks. But I'm sure everybody else knows exactly what that's like, and I don't know about you, but I see some really, really good stuff coming out on the internet from other people, and I feel like shit. I've not made half the effort that I should have done, and I feel kind of guilty in that I don't feel that motivation that other people have. Do you think that as well or not?
Yeah, I certainly do. I think I feel that there's always a need to push forward and do stuff like you say. And you look at your mates in other bands, and they've got new songs, they've got videos, and you're like, we want to do this, but how? How can we do this? We want to be real to the people that follow us. We don't want to just do a little video and like, oh, there you go, But the other people that do it, they do these little videos and they make them awesome. And we're like, what? And we just sit back going, well, we'll get in the studio and we'll all chat together, and just that hasn't happened. But
I think as well, like, I don't, our intentions were good to try and do stuff online, but I don't think we work like that particularly. Like we said, like we tried and we're like, okay, that's enough of that. It's not what we do. I mean, we were before we'd stopped the last time, we were sort of 2 songs into a new batch of songs, and I don't know what it's going to be. But having known what the experience of learning the first time was, I'm sure we all enjoyed that from what you can remember. I don't know what it's going to be like again when we go back to it.
They'll come back, mate.
Go for it again.
they'll come back.
Muscle memory's never failed me. So far. Just holding the fucking sticks I've got a problem with.
Karen's asked online, do you think it will change the dynamics of your bands? I guess that means both of our bands.
I feel it's gonna make us more eager, like, to really get into a well-oiled position and thrash the crap out of some stuff, basically.
Yeah, I almost feel like I want to jump off the stage again, and like, use my knees.
Mate, we'll double it up. We'll double it up.
Yeah, maybe we could do a duo or something. Like, yeah.
Do it, yeah, man, do it.
Yeah.
It'd be brilliant. I think, yeah, I mean,
spoke about that a while back, didn't we? Like,
we need to do it. We need to do it.
Yeah. You come and do a guest thing on our album, and I'll come and do something on yours, and then when we get to play live together, we just kind of fucking get on stage and do it together. That'd be awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's vocalists being bros. Yeah, so the drum talk.
You can show me how to do it properly.
I don't know.
That me now.
Yeah, I've been
get a drum together and do like a Sepultura thing. Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll do, man. We'll do it. So, I mean, tracking back slightly, someone said the other day to me, "Have you still got the fire for doing it? When you actually can get out and do it again, are you going to have the fire?" And I said, "Yeah, the fire's always been there. It's just that now the fire is actually under our arses, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Whereas before you've got the passion to do it, and some days you give it 100%, and other days you can't or you don't. Now is like, I hate saying the 110% bit because that's like
impossible.
You shouldn't say that, man. It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's a pet hate. It's good. 110, shut up. But honestly, man, you know what I mean? That's like, yeah, we're really, yeah. Even in chat, we're like guys, aren't we? Where the closer we're getting around to rehearsing again or doing something, and it's, everyone's pinging up and going, yeah, man. Yeah.
It's just a buzz, isn't it?
What have we got now? We've got just over a week, I think, till we start again.
13th, yeah, 13th we start. Then week on Tuesday.
It's going to be emotional, man.
It's going to be such a good feeling, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to be such a good feeling just getting back in there and, yeah.
I haven't played for 4 months. It could go real shit for me, if I'm honest.
Muscle memory, dude. Muscle memory. Just remember that. You got
it. He ain't got that much muscle or memory, remember that. Matt, sorry, mate, I love you. You know
I've got a height though, so calm down. No, I'm in the peak of physical condition right now. I've had nothing else to do apart from work out. So.
Oh mate, there you go. Be smashing the fuck out of those drums.
Serious.
Nothing else to do apart from drink like fuck.
Yeah, drink and then work it off at the gym.
Skip by now.
Terrible, man. Terrible. So like, obviously backtrack quite a bit further. Like, how did the band start? Like, who kind of started the band, and what was kind of your inspiration, obviously, for getting it going?
I think, well, out of the three of us, I was there first, wasn't I? So if I start, and then we can roll off each other. So oh God, how many years ago is this? 4 years ago, maybe. I was on one of those like join my band pages, or sort of in the wilderness of wanting to drum and do some more. Got a message from what would be Marcus, as I found out, and when I rocked up to play with them, there was just the two of them, and they had all these riffs, and they just wanted someone to just tie some stuff together. And then so that went on for a few months, and then at some point Brent turned up, though I can't remember how, when, or why. So if you want to fill that in.
That's the thing with me. I'll just turn up whenever. No one ever knows.
Found him on the side of the road.
Like a stray dog.
But yeah, so Brent turned up, and that worked out. So sort of having gone through learning the songs as a trio, we then went back and did the songs again as a quartet, and then started a rather tedious search for a singer, if I'm brutally honest. I didn't enjoy that. We had various people come on audition.
I was going to say, did you find anyone?
Yeah, still looking, mate. Still looking.
I don't blame you, mate.
So we had a series of people come on to audition, and from my recollection, most of my reactions were fairly negative.
Did you kind of know what kind of vocalist you wanted? Whether you wanted, that kind of singing, like kind of cross, harsh vocals, or was it like did you kind of have that sound in your head almost?
I think so. I mean, we had people rock up who just wanted to shout, and I made it very clear quite quickly I wasn't keen. I think I cited to someone, if I don't understand what you're saying, I'm not interested. So that's just a no, basically. Including one guy who just kept turning up with his girlfriend all the time, and the poor lass had to sit through a tiny room of us thrashing the shit out of stuff. No ear protection or anything, so I felt really bad for her. So I think we wanted someone really who could write, who could take that off our backs and write some stuff, and then had that mix of wanting to sing but also making it aggressive at the right moments, rather than going, oh, it's an aggressive song, so I'm just going to scream everything out of it.
Yeah.
Which is, after quite a few months of doing this and very limited callbacks, well, Doug, do you want to take over? Because I didn't know any of you before any of this, so you might as well carry on.
I'd known. Very early on, when the band first started up, actually before Matt had joined.
Yeah, I believe there was a history. Yeah,
was playing bass
Right.
for them, and then through stuff going down with me, all sorts of bits and bobs. So I'm not going to go through life stuff. Dipped out, just said, guys, nah, it's not me at the moment.
Yeah.
Although I loved the stuff they were doing,
Yeah.
and it just didn't work out. And then I continued doing stuff with Manic Blackout, which I'm still in. It's on a bit of a sort of hiatus at the minute, but yeah. And became a real miserable sod. Mental health was really bad at this point. And started to claw myself out the other side and thought, I need to vocal again. Now, I'd done stuff with Marcus before in a previous project. Nothing had ever sort of come to fruition, and got to the point of gigging, you know. And he was going, man, come and sing for us. And I'm like, no, still not right time. He kept on and on and on at me. Well, it got to the point where these guys must have been doing really, really well, and they decided that Marcus was going to sing. He was going to do the vocals and stuff.
Yep.
And that was at the point where he came to me saying, "Can you get us gigs, mate?" And I said, "Yeah, no worries. I can sort it. And then I said, "Oh, you got a vocalist then?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'll be honest, every single time that he said the band had got a vocalist, I sort of felt a little bit upset, because I sort of felt that I should be doing it.
Yeah, I get you.
Even though obviously I wasn't putting my name up into the mix, or even knew if I was good enough to do it, you know.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd missed the boat, because I thought Marcus was doing vocals. So I said, "Dude, do you not want a vocalist anymore then?" And he went, "Why?" And I said, "Well, I'm up for doing it." So he sort of basically scratched. Didn't he basically scratch doing vocals overnight, guys?
He just hated it. He couldn't. He didn't like it. He didn't like writing. He didn't like playing and singing. And he would either sing and play badly, or play well and sing badly. So and that's what he would say, didn't he? He hated doing it. I think we just, and also because of the complexity of what the guitarists and the bassists play, we needed that. He needed that strength there, and it wasn't working. So I think we had to have a separate singer to fill in the last sort of fit.
Yeah, I thought he'd tell me to start off, in fairness. I thought he'd say, "I'm doing it now, you missed the boat." And he's like, "No, man, come and try out." So we did the usual. He chucked me the tunes. I had about 2 months of cramming and writing lyrics.
Yep.
Through mentally not being in a good place for quite a while, I already had quite a lot of lyrics kicking about anyway.
Yeah, some inspirational.
And then very, very gingerly, coyly, whatever you want to call it, went and tried out, thinking they'll go, "Yeah, man, you're not bad," but
I mean, I remember it so well, because it had been I personally, I don't know about Brent, I was feeling like proper Groundhog Day. These people were coming in, not doing as we'd asked, like just whatever. It wasn't working. I mean, we knew these songs. Yeah, we knew these songs. Like we would just knock them out in a half hour and be like, what the hell do we do for another 2 hours? Like we're paying for the room. What do we do?
Yeah.
Then Doug turns up, and Doug's prepped. I think it was Devil's Back, wasn't it, Brent? Is that what we first did? Yeah. We played it once through. Doug sang it, and I was like, "Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That works.
This is the one.
You've totally got this. No problem." It was a proper like savior moment because what Doug decided to do with it just worked.
Yeah.
Straight off, and it just fit straight away, didn't it? Without clichéing it too much.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of the praise he heard by logging back in.
Disappearing from over there.
I'll assume he's heard it, so I won't repeat myself.
Yeah. Don't let his head grow.
Yeah. It just fit together, and then the songs he started going, right, I've got one for this, I've got one for this, let's try this, I've got one for this, and it was either stuff he'd written or stuff I did a bit of writing that he tagged on with and then changed and it just sorted it. It just really came together so quick.
That's cool. So it was like it was that thing that it's a final like jigsaw piece almost, and by the sounds of it, kind of reinvigorated. What was something that was like maybe becoming a little bit stale almost, certainly for you.
Like I've been playing these fucking sets of songs for two years.
Yeah.
And most of that instrumentally. Where say we were just turning up because we had the rooms booked, and learning it once for me, learning it again for Brent, fine, getting it together, and then just round in circles and going nowhere. And you're like, well, am I in another band here that's not going anywhere? And then it just worked straight off.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was in like a similar situation with an old band, where it just felt like you turned up to rehearsal, you played the set 2 or 3 times, and then you sort of shook hands and left, and you done the same thing the next week. And I think like certainly from like a drummer's perspective, there is a certain amount of like fuck aroundery you can do. You can try different things here and there, try different feels, but it gets to the point where like it gets a tangled mess because you start trying different things and throwing different ideas all over the place, and the songs just lose all of that. Yeah, all of that the momentum that they had when you initially wrote them.
Once Doug placed the lyrics, I was like, oh, this makes much more sense. Like how this song is working and what Pete hears, what Marcus hears as a verse, chorus, or whatever, and where Doug placed it, I was like, this makes so much sense now. Yeah. And it was just exciting because you're now playing the songs in a different dynamic, and then when you push for a gig, you're now going, right, we now need to put a set together, which is what everyone wants to do. So cool. It really pushed it forward no end.
Super cool, super cool. So like whenabouts was that then that Doug kind of took over the vocal thing?
Go on, Brent.
Cheers, man. What we did a gig at the Kingfisher, just up the road from me, and he was playing in Manic Blackout as a headliner, I believe. And we started off with the Devil's Back intro, which is the din 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 din, and just let it ring. And then Doug just stepped onto stage, was gratefully received by the audience. It was a moment. It really was. It was really cool. And then he just nailed the whole thing. So and then from there we've got other gigs booked, and we just kind of like started rolling properly,
Yeah.
And it was.
I think it was about 3 months before that gig Doug joined, so we didn't have that long. We're just talking about how long you've been with us before we did that first Kingfisher gig as a 5.
Am I here vocally as well?
You are. Yeah. We can hear you loud and clear.
Cool. That's all awesome, man. It's all right. It just went nope.
Not now. I've had enough.
Not now. Sorry, I missed all of the good stuff.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, we were really singing your praises, man.
Yeah, I assumed you heard it. Like, so I've not come back. Yeah.
Really great stuff about you.
Yeah. No.
I heard all the backstabbing from the next room because my daughter's watching it.
It was so great. I can't even remember what I said. Yeah, we were talking about how long you've been with us before we did that first Kingfisher gig, and it must have been a few months.
That was about 6 weeks.
Ah, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh yeah, because I remember you asked me to get a music stand from where I work to put your lyrics on because you didn't know him, and Pete got unhappy because he thought it'd be unprofessional, and you were like, "Look, do you want me to sing the songs or not?"
I did my James Hetfield bit, didn't I? I've had 6 fucking weeks, man. Yeah. I need the lyrics just in case.
Too right, man. Need that shit.
I think there was probably quite a lot of Mary Had Little Lambs in there, but if you catch my drift, that's what you do when you can't remember the lyrics.
I take to remember the lyrics of my own fucking song, you know, because I don't know why it is. It just does not sink in. Because what I tend to do is I write everything at once. I don't write it in little stages or bits and pieces. I literally like do the whole thing at once, and then I think, oh shit, I've written that in such a way where it's the most rememberable thing that you could possibly write down. In that there's too many similes in what I've written, so like the first verse might be quite similar to the second. Oh, I struggle so badly with remembering my own lyrics, and it's quite embarrassing, really. But it is what it is. After the 16th time, I get it for some reason.
Really?
16.
You count them?
16. Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Count them.
Yeah.
1.
Yeah,
exactly like that. Yeah.
16 wonderful run-throughs.
I don't know.
I'm glad you made me feel better, Jim, because, mate, I thought I've got problems with not remembering stuff, but that's cool.
No, you haven't. It's perfectly normal. Oh, look, Camille's turning up now.
Finally.
Hey.
Right on cue with his camera on the wonk, probably.
With the other numbnuts.
I'll wait for Camille to get in before we start talking about gear, because I love kind of throwing the guitar thing out there for Camille to talk about.
Camille, hello. Where have you been today?
No, I can't hear him.
He's on mute. Fuck it.
Oh well. We're not gonna know what he's been up to. So.
No.
Right. Oh well.
We can't hear you, Camille.
You silly bald bastard. No, nothing.
He doesn't even know we can't hear him. He's got one of those videos, silent videos going to pretend that he's online.
Yeah. Yeah. This is just a rerun.
Just make it up. Just dub him over.
Yeah. I went for a walk. It was very nice. Oh God.
Camille, we can't hear you. No sound.
I'm enjoying how he can hear that, but he's speaking back.
Yeah,
I know.
Just push through it. Just push through it. See what happens.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Like, yeah, exactly. Just
keep shouting.
Try and force us into submission. Bless him.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Turn your fucking microphone on. That'll help.
Oh, we'll wait for him to fix that. Bless him. But like, quite fun to watch actually. Should we just go really quiet and just mouth what we're saying so he can't even tell? No.
Yeah.
He's like a bit of paper and white Sean.
He's left. He's unhappy.
Oh, bless him. Well, that was quite entertaining. I enjoyed that. I don't know. How do you guys approach writing songs then? Is it like a case of someone will come in with a guitar riff, or is it just jamming in a rehearsal room and ideas come up, or
Usually Pete puts something together, all the parts apart from the singing, uploads it to us on a drive, and we listen to it and then obviously learn our various parts. For me, that is I listen to it and make it easier so I can play it. And then he does a very fast, continuous double bass pedal, Pete, on a guide track. And I'm like, I'll give you that for 10 seconds and then I'm going single, so we'll change that. But yeah, that's how, and that's still continues, isn't it? The first part of lockdown, he must have thrown 5 or 6 new songs up on there, and it's useful but hard because Pete is quite a complex writer in terms of structure. So you could have a really clear-cut 3-minute song,
Yeah.
But then he'll go, here's one I've done, and it's 9.5 minutes. So something like Empty Shell, which is like 9.5 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
When I first got that piece of music, it was 3 minutes long.
Oh no!
And he
It's
went, hold
not
on, hold on, it's about 4 minutes or so. And he went, hold on, I've got some stuff to do for it, and literally came back, and I was like, that's nearly 3 times the length. So it's mental, really. But that's how we do it. And then we get the parts, we listen to it, we turn up, everyone can play it, I can't play it. We work on me being able to play it for 3 weeks, and then the jobs are good, and then we get put in lockdown, and I forget. So
muscle memory, man. Come on, remember
We
muscle
all
memory.
well, so you know, Pete's writing is extraordinary, but you know, I'll do the bass lines, I'll learn the root notes, I'll do that, and then I'll add my own little bit to it. So you know, it just makes it my bass line.
Yeah.
And like Matt makes it his drums, and then Dougie just squirts vocal nonsense all over it, and it sounds fucking awesome.
I'm liking the use of the term squirts.
Yeah, I mean, it just.
I wanted to say that as well. It's funny that, isn't it? Yeah.
It doesn't squirt as far as it used to.
No, depends how hard you pull it, mate.
Makes me
we're
think of
talking about something different.
Honest.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that anymore, Doug, because of the 2 meter rule. You can't do that.
All the bad stuff Jim and I said no one will have heard. That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so all like the, you know, well, I mean, last week Jim was saying some rather outrageous stuff, so I'm glad we managed to blur it out this week.
I'm gonna.
Maybe somebody's watching us.
I'll be back in 2 minutes or so. Hold on.
We'll let you, Matt. You're fine. You're fine. Mill, are you actually here?
Yep.
Oh, I can hear you now. How are you?
I'm on a cable now.
You're on a cable?
I'm on a cable, so I'm charging my phone and that way. I don't know what's happened with laptop. It's just I couldn't set up after my when I set up a computer with a card. I couldn't. I just go back to the previous settings, and when I disconnected card, it's the microphone from computer doesn't work at all. So
oh shit.
Yeah, it's
technical difficulties.
It's like,
I'm glad I'm not the only one with it.
Computer, I can't sort it out with a few things, so far. So hopefully soon.
All this stuff takes some sort of level of kind of, technological knowledge to be able to fucking master it all, doesn't it? It's fucking mental, like, this whole thing as well. Like I had it sort of set up with, like flicking from screen to screen and stuff like that, and I managed it all right for the first couple of weeks, although the audio could have been better. And then like Sean was like, give it to me, let me sort it out, I'll be able to fucking do this much better. And I totally agree. Sean has mastered this fucking whole session like as a fucking boss compared to what I would be able to do. But then there was one week where Sean was like, I can't do this anymore because I'm working. And I was like, and he was like, can you please take over for me for this week? And I'd suddenly forgotten everything that I'd set up originally and everything I was supposed to do. And I was like fumbling around going, fuck me, it's like I've never even set it up in the first place. And it was like, I really need your help, Sean. Can you run back? And he was like, yeah, I'll come and sort it out. And he sorted it out eventually. But yeah, technology is just such a weird thing, how quickly you can forget how it all works.
Yeah, man.
I do find myself of a time in life where I forget.
I don't like it at all. I don't really want to be part of it, to be honest. But we haven't really got much choice, have we?
No, not really.
Necessary evil, really, with this shit. Especially, like, I mean, with what's, like, fucking pandemic and lockdown shit. Like, we've been so dependent on tech, haven't we? And it'd be nice, as you say, like, fingers crossed, like, 6 months' time, and we can just forget about having to do, like, Skype calls and fucking Microsoft Teams and all that wank, you know? You can actually just meet up, you know? You like, go play gigs and shit like that, but who knows?
Let's just be human again.
Yeah.
Because there is that feeling like it's all become robotic and inhumane.
So I really miss.
Well, yeah.
I really miss
Brent,
being
sorry, mate.
going knocking on your mate's doors. Are you coming out to play or what?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
like you tell that to
I-
kids like
I-
nowadays, and they're like, "What? I just WhatsApp my mates." And you're like, "What?"
I thought you were told
Coming
Brent
down
you
the
weren't allowed
park,
to do that
pushing
anymore.
the fucking body.
You get parents. Do you want to punch in the mouth?
He's like a sweetie little boy. Terrible.
Sean,
Terrible.
come on.
What? Oh, I was just reacting to
You've
Matt's.
gone into these kind of like weird areas again.
Hey, you started it last week, man. I'm just picking up where you left off.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So on that subject then, what's like the weirdest thing that's happened to you guys, like at a gig that you've played or that you've been to?
Can I answer this one?
Yeah, go on, man. Go on. I need to hear some
Hey,
stories.
Brent, go for it, man.
Right. We played the Kingfisher again with Catalysis. They're a band from up north. Brilliant guys. And the weirdest thing was there was this girl, and she was obviously more than half cut.
Right.
She had the hots for the bassist of the band.
Right.
And she was following him around, trying to hug him. He didn't want anything to do with it. And then she sat outside next to my girlfriend, sitting on a chair, head down, completely drunk, slumped.
Yeah.
She got up for some reason and then went to sit down, completely missed the chair, hit the floor. It was funny.
Yeah.
But, kind of like, what do we do?
Yeah.
Try and help her out. She ordered a taxi. Well, someone ordered her a taxi, and she was just giving stuff out of her wallet to this guy. It was hilarious.
Fuck. Oh, like the bass player, she was just giving him stuff like.
She was trying to hug him and kiss him and all sorts of things, and he was just like, "Mate, no, I don't know who you are.
Leave me the fuck alone."
For me, that was one of the funniest things I've seen. I mean, Matt's probably fair share of funnies and stuff.
I don't know. I mean, I always enjoyed when we did Bands in the Sand in Felixstowe, and we were on at like 4 PM. We went to set up, and there were like faux cats. There were some nice singers. Like I'm playing the piano on a thing, and it's very acousticy, and it's all right.
Right.
So we like turn up, set up, and I'll overlook the fact that the drum kit was basically from a year 7 music department, like locker room. It was a pile of crap. It moved everywhere. It slid around. They put like a piece of carpet this big under each leg and didn't take the carpet down to the floor.
The carpet could just move, yeah.
It kept moving. It was ridiculous. But I enjoy the fact with that gig, we managed to fill the room for half an hour, 40 minutes, kicked the crap out of everything, packed up, and then everyone left, pretty much.
Nice.
Am I right? That happened, didn't it? It was that one, wasn't it? Where everyone just sort of seemed to leave. And then the drummer after me, I got tied into stake because the drummer after me asked if he could borrow both my pedal and some sticks. And I was like, I will, because it's not cool for me to just go, no, you can't. But I'm like, you can do better in this situation.
What drummer doesn't turn up to a gig without a pair of sticks?
Yeah, fundamentally, if there's one thing you're going to need, is a pair of sticks.
When they say bring breakables, the one thing that's most likely to break is probably a drumstick. Most likely.
And I look back on it with humour now, but we've had numerous stick drops from me that have ranged different lengths. I don't want to harp on too much about the Smokehouse, but it is a who's who of who picks up a stick.
Already?
In half hour, yeah. Brent got. Well, there's a halfway through one of the songs. Pete gives me a right dirty look because I did it again. And maybe I can just see he like peers around the amp and just like you can tell he's playing, but he just stares me down
straight through you, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah. So that, but the clearing the room, like having everyone there, and then we stopped and just left, and then everyone else seemed to leave was quite enjoyable. I swear that happened in another couple of places as well where we played. It was really, really good, and then everyone just left.
It's quite a nice feeling, isn't it?
I think the thing well is that we had a lot of people there, and that was our first time that we ever finished.
How about people leave when we start playing?
people enjoyed it. They roared, they cheered, and
Yeah,
it
man.
was such a feeling.
Yeah, I think like that's the greatest thing is I remember playing a gig once again back like I've just thought of a story actually. I'll tell it. I'll indulge in a moment. But I remember playing in an old like a stoner band that I used to play in, and we played next to a venue on Camden Town, the O2 Academy that's there. There was a little pub next to it. I can't remember. I think it's called the Bull and Gate. But it was like our second gig, and like people in the crowd were like singing along to like the choruses of one of the songs, and I was still like, and I was like, man, like this is awesome. Like that was like one of the first moments where I remember like really getting into like the spirit, like, you know, with the crowd and stuff, as you were saying. But our very first gig, a guy came along that I used to work with. It was a Polish guy. Looking at you, Camille, who was absolutely fucking nuts. This guy was fucking off it, mate. And the very first song, like, he's pissed out his head already. Like, we've literally just started playing, and he's got like a pint in his hand, and it's full, and he's just like moshing, jumping around. The pint is going everywhere. Like,
Oh God!
And the next thing you know, like, he's literally like windmilling his arms, and this pint is just like going against the ceiling. Like, it's going everywhere, mate. And it's on the floor, all this drink, and as he's sort of moshing and dancing away, he slips on like the wet floor and just fucking stacks it. And like, I'm trying to like you know, like play my drums whilst there's this fucking nutty Polish guy just rolling around on the floor. I was like, oh man, so funny, so funny.
I tell you what, actually, I've thought of do you remember when we got invited to play Darren's birthday gig?
That was awesome, Darren's birthday gig.
It was fucking incredible because, and I only knew this because of the video footage that came out after. Brent had a very enjoyable night, which you just got a wireless pack, didn't you, for the bass? So you had a few before, and you went off wandering in the crowd, and the video footage is you, and the band is like somewhere in the distance. You playing bass in front of these people, and there's a guy behind you wearing the biggest gas mask and dreadlock combo you've ever seen. It's like 35 degrees, 40 degrees in this room because it's absolutely boiling. There's a guy behind Brent, moshing next to him, wearing a massive gas mask and red and black dreadlocks. And I look back and I'm like, this is what I fucking do. Like, I turn up and there's all these people here. Like, I work in a school during the day, and this is what I did on Friday night.
You know that saying, like playing to one man and his dog? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have actually played a gig to one man and his dog. I shit you not, and I'm not even too sure whether the saying came from this particular venue, but there was a regular guy that always goes down there, and he was one of these ones that just kind of, you know, he's got rosacea, he drinks a lot, and he's like, "Hey," to whatever band is playing there, and his little, I think it was like a terrier or something like that, just literally stood next to him while I fucking belted out hardcore fucking music on stage. Yeah, one man and his dog. I've played to one man and his dog.
That's an achievement. That's an achievement.
Do you remember the last gig we did before lockdown at Chelmsford, where we were the headline act? We'd been there for hours, and when we went to start to play, there was nobody in the room.
Yeah,
and they were like, "You need to start playing," and we were like, "There's nobody here." Like, they turned up eventually, 12 of them, but there was nobody there. And we were like, "Okay." I mean, that was a real bummer, really, because.
We did that as well, haven't we, Camille? We went to Selby, didn't we?
We've been invited for. We've been invited for a gig, and no one actually told us that there is a same time. There's a festival not far away from that place.
Oh shit!
When we came, there was no one apart the band, so we just play for other bands, you know.
Yeah, DEFCON 1, wasn't it? And can't remember the one for Sorrow. That was the other one. Yeah, and so we just played to the barmaid, and she loved it.
Oh,
that's the main thing. If she loved it, that was worth it.
Yeah,
you made a connection, Jim.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
He's always got a home in Selby.
You could be in the Threatened band, couldn't you? With Jared. It could be worse.
Yeah. It's true.
When we did the Black Horse, like the second or third time, when we set the sound up really, really well, then we came to play and nothing worked.
Oh.
Do you remember that? We sorted out like my monitors, my in-ears, all that kind of stuff. It was all really, really good. 11 o'clock came or 10 o'clock came. We're due to start and nothing worked. And I don't think I've ever seen Marcus that close to tears, but he was nearly crying over it.
Not surprised.
It's horrendous. Just nothing worked.
But we did
like,
it.
I couldn't hear him. Yeah, it sort of came and it was a weird one that, because he was like, "What have you touched?" We're like, "Nothing." He's like, "Nothing's working."
Yeah, literally just plugged it in.
Yeah,
not doing what it fucking should be.
I've been standing over there for 2 hours. I didn't do anything. I promise.
We did a gig once with no monitors, didn't we? Which would have been fine, except the fucking drummer had an electric kit.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Not very,
That's never
not very
ending.
good with no monitors. All we heard
Please say it was it on a really alternative setting, like African or Indonesian?
Yeah.
Just starts banging out some like Africa by Toto or something.
Yeah, but
He hit the demo button for half an hour.
basically playing with electric digital drums is like playing on your own all the time, because there is no chance that even if you have monitors on the stage, there is no chance that the digital sound from that monitors will go through the sounds from the amp. It's not possible. So you just
Not
pretend that you play with the drums and try and follow the drummer, but it's actually not possible.
So the poor bastard was doing a Pingu impression in the corner of the room. That's what he was doing. It was just nothing. Poor sod.
Pingu impression. I love that.
Oh
I
god.
love that. Brilliant.
It does. Electronic drum.
They do, man. They're shit. Like they just sort of
Unplug it. It just sounds like Pingu going off on one, man.
They're fapping one out. Like it's terrible. I don't know. Why am I being the smutty one this week, Jim?
There,
Fuck's sake.
I don't know, mate.
Blame
tell
you,
me.
Jim. I blame you, man.
I've decided to calm it down a bit before I start get people sending me hate mail and stuff.
I mean, like, yeah. I mean, I'll give you that. Like, you're extremely well behaved this week, despite the fact you've been sat in the sun drinking beer all day. So.
I know. I'm actually fucking shit-faced, and I've managed to control myself so far.
I remember the last time Jim was shit-faced and we done this show, you were pretty much just yelling at the camera.
Yeah.
So what do you do then?
Yeah, I might start that actually.
Please stay like you are. Quite nice.
I'm learning to control it all a bit more now.
Very good. Controlled aggression. Obviously we're gonna like start wrapping the show up. We'll have like one final question that I want to ask you guys, but before I do that, where can we check out Arms to Oblivion? Like, is there anywhere we can find your merch online? Where can we hear your music? Obviously we talked about the YouTube earlier. Like, where else can we find on your YouTube?
I think it's mainly live videos, isn't it, on YouTube? There's like a Devil's Back collation of live and image pictures. That's what images are. No, you know what I mean? Like a collation of all that of visuals and stuff. There's some lyric drops in there that we made sort of at the start of lockdown with live sound from Black Horse, and the Smokehouse set's on there, I think, or a link to it at least. So there's some live stuff on there. Facebook sort of links to that, and we have Instagram as well, but it's similar ideals of sort of upcoming dates, and there's some live clips and stuff like that on there. Merchandise just through Facebook, really. What are we at the moment? T-shirts and beanies.
Old school T-shirts and beanies. Just DM us, PM us. Just say I want some merch.
Or
Don't
go
do
and
shop.
knock on the door and say, "You coming out to play?"
Get to the fucking bands, buy it after the gig or whatever. Yeah.
But that's the only problem as well. We put the merch in place and we haven't had a fucking gig to actually go, do you want to buy the merch after the gig? Because it came in too late.
I know. We're the same.
The daft thing is, Matt, there's not a lot left now.
I told you, badges and stickers is the way forward.
So we're going to get gigging and I'm going, right, get a merch out. And so I've got 2 T-shirts and half a beanie.
You can have this beanie because the O's coming off. It just says 80.
It's half a beanie. It's just a
people are going to go mad for that shit as well, aren't they? You're going to be like, yeah, we're finally back on the fucking road. We've only got 2 t-shirts and a beanie.
Exactly.
And they're
No,
really
can
the t-shirts are obscure sizes. You can have small or 4XL.
Yeah, can I have a medium t-shirt? You grow into this
You
one.
can have one for,
Yeah.
one for your
Tumble
child
dry
and one
this
for both
one.
of you.
Tumble dry this one. You'll get there eventually.
For 4 days.
Straight. Wicked. And have you guys got any gigs booked? And when and where are they?
We've got one on the 2nd of May, which is the Dead Soul.
Cool.
We're doing the Airfest at the B2 as well, so that's
in September.
Yeah.
23rd, 24th. Is that something? Is that right?
We've got other things in the offings. We've got something planned for December, which will be awesome. But we're not allowed to say yet.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So,
like any hints, like roughly where it is? Roughly?
No, can't do that.
I can't.
No, it's okay. Obviously, we have the same situation with our gigs. We can't talk about them.
Yeah.
We've got some fucking huge festivals lined up. Huge.
I'll be really naughty. I'll really naughty and say BTE. There you go. That's all I'm saying.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome. And that's it. We're staying at that. Cool. Excellent. Nice one. Right.
Definitely.
So I need one of you to nominate someone to pick a number between 1 and 27. So this is a would you rather question, which has been aptly named the answers that no one wants to hear. So it's just a would you rather question. So if one of you could give me a number between 1 and 27.
Go on, man.
27.
Oh.
27.
I've done it.
Yeah.
I've just gone. 27.
27. Just
Yeah.
fired it in there. Liking that. Okay. Would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? A thinker. It's not a smutty one. Camille likes all the really naughty ones, but...
Yeah, I like those as well, the filthy ones.
Jim's straight now. I like the filthy ones.
Oh, I love it when it gets dirty.
I would have to fight the horse-sized duck.
Yeah? You reckon you could take
man.
it?
I'm
going to duck it right. I'm going to duck it right up.
I think I'd go duck-sized horses.
Duck-sized, the 100 of them.
I imagine you just keep kicking.
Just boot them. Yeah, that's what I'd do.
Yeah, I imagine it like those little dinosaurs in Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah.
Right. like playing Subbuteo. You just keep kicking them away.
Yeah. Just do the can-can. Da, 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 da. Horses flying everywhere. Like, I don't know. I think it'd be quite funny. But then again, like, I think with like what Doug's saying is, then afterwards, if you kill the horse-sized duck, then you could shred that motherfucker up and eat it. Pretty good.
Yeah. Who's making the pancakes, man? And who's bringing the cucumber?
Yeah. I could get Camille on that.
I think we've all agreed it's definitely not me there, Doug.
Cool. Nice one.
No, it's not, man. It's definitely not you.
Definitely not me bringing stuff here.
Oh, man.
So now you've got to come up with one.
Yeah. So this is obviously your chance to give me a would you rather question. Come on, Doug. Or if anyone else has got one.
Man, talk about putting me on the spot.
That's the idea, man. Like, this is it. Like.
Okay,
I'm
gonna be quite. I'll be quite serious with it. And Jim's not allowed to answer it though, because I know what Jim will say.
Yeah, well, we all know Jim.
Right.
Naughty bastard.
Would you smutty bastard? Yeah. Would you rather not sleep for a month or not do music for a month?
Ooh. Or not.
I like how you've got close.
That's what I'm saying. Would you rather? Yeah. Give up music for a month, or give up sleeping for a month. I think Camille needs to answer it, man.
Yeah, man. I think come on, Camille. What would you rather do?
Well, that's quite simple, you know. Give up sleeping for a month, yeah.
Good man.
Definitely, man.
Bollocks. That absolutely lying bastard. You'd much rather
this song's fucking excellent.
Yeah. Just by the end of it, it just
It's
like becomes so
time
abstract.
sleeping.
I had,
You
I
just
had, I
know.
don't know if I had. Would you rather have your drummer sing or your singer drum?
Right, cool. That one's put that one on the list as well.
I'm learning, mate. I'm learning.
I
Because
think
if
we'd be
I'm
alright with
honest,
that one.
if I'm honest, I think I'd get away with it.
Yeah, I think the same, Matt. I think I could probably do it.
I mean, I bring a certain choir boy sound to it, but I'll get away with it.
Well, it's a different spin on it. You know?
Yeah, we'd be allowed to do one track with basically double kick all the way through and straight snare and crash, and then everything else would have to be jazz. Jazz fusion.
Oh man, I need to hear this. You guys have got to do it. It should be like a secret EP sort of thing.
I can imagine Jim with cowbell all the time.
Dunk, 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 dunk. Moo, 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 moo.
Terrible. Cool, guys, man. Like, thanks for coming hanging with us on a Sunday night, man. I super appreciate it. This is fucking awesome.
No worries. It's fun.
That's cool, man.
No, I super appreciate it. So, yeah, and look forward to seeing you guys at out at a show sometime soon.
Yeah, I've got to get in there quick, guys, and say, mate, tour.
Dude.
I want to get in there quick and say,
Dude.
Marine Metal, well done. Well done for getting Marine Metal, man. Awesome, dude.
Appreciate that. But yeah,
Chinneries ain't going to know what's hitting, mate. I tell you, with Hedra playing.
You wait. That place won't be standing.
I think it's like on poles, isn't it, that place? I don't know. I think it's near the sea or something, isn't it? So, yeah, I'll probably...
It's going to be nearer the sea. Even nearer the sea by the time you're done.
Yeah. Awesome. Right, so that's it for this week's show.
Jim's going to message me, go, mate, can you come and guess? We're in France. We play too hard.
That'd be handy. I could get close to my family.
Maybe you'll get on the gig as well. I mean, have you heard anything about the other bands that are playing or anything? No.
We haven't, man. Whatever will be, won't it? You know what I mean? That's cool.
Yeah.
So
I know. That's how it's always been with us as well. Like, we never fucking get any gigs. So I was like, what the fuck? Someone's asked us to do a gig? You know, that's amazing. But yeah, they do come eventually.
That's amazing. Oh.
Yeah.
Wicked.
Gotta keep the faith.
Thank you, man.
Too right, man.
Yeah.
Too right. Keep the faith.
But yeah, let's book that tour. Let's get that tour sorted out.
Let's do it.
Do it, man.
Make it happen. Make it happen. Cool.
Definitely.
Adios, peoples. So we're out of here.
Yeah, man.
Laters, guys. Stay safe.